JB here, June 26th, 2024. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. Going to talk really quick about the market, some of the names I traded yesterday, some names I'm looking at, and go from there. But first, take a look at the S&P erasing, or at least putting an end to his three-session losing streak, closing up about nearly 0.4% yesterday. The nasdaq closed higher, but then the Dow was in the red. We'll have to see how today plays out and the rest of the week. FedEx reported earnings after the close yesterday. Surprise beat and raise, $2.5 billion share buyback authorization. Good news there. I guess, I put on the watch list the narrative around, hey, maybe this is the top, the economy might be slowing down, things like that. And then you have a report by FedEx, and that kind of bodes well for, or at least for that narrative around a possible recession. And I mean, that's conversation for weeks, months out. But for now, I think that bodes well. There's not much else in the way of catalysts, and yeah, we'll have to see. The market chopped around yesterday, then found some buyers into the afternoon, closing at highs, and this morning futures are lower. So I keep looking at small caps to kind of, I wouldn't say rescue, or at least to me, I think it needs to provide the next leg for this market. And the IWM closed under its 50-day moving average again yesterday, down 0.3%. Its futures are down. It's 199 and change on the IWM this morning, under the $200 handle. Definitely one I'm watching, but I'm hoping at some point small caps can take the reins and provide some lift for the market. For the SPY 543 here is probably a key spot. So if we broke under that for a little bit yesterday before bouncing, if we're under 543, about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, I might look for some hedge puts just for some protection. I'm not, I always say not putting my bear suit on, but we had 3 sessions of selling, a little consolidation yesterday, a little bounce. I would hope for a little continuation. If that doesn't happen, I think the odds are a break under 540 is probably more probable. So that's that. I did my rant on CHWY and ENVX yesterday in the afternoon. CHWY's trading a little bit lower here in the pre-market. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little profit taking there. I would hope to see it over $30 today, 31, 32. But considering its run, it was up over 11% yesterday. No news, no catalyst. It just seems like it's either a a continued reaction from its earnings, the possible specter of GameStop, Ryan Cohen coming in and doing some kind of stake in CHWY, and the short interest. So considering it was only $16 back at the end of May, you have to think that some of these shorts who are down over 100% on their position, who knows where they got in, are starting to cover. So I think I said yes, it's like all those ingredients, you combine them, you mix them together, and I think and not only that, the fundamentals of CHWY, I think, bodes well for a move over 30 and then 35 and 40 and so on and so forth. CBOE added some more strikes after overnight, so now there's 50-cent strikes on the monthlies, and then they added more higher strikes on August. So surprising, I go look and I got those January 70s for 18 cents 2 days ago, and then yesterday they were nearly 1,000%, with the stock only up 11%. So to me, that just it's a painting a picture of a stock that might squeeze, right? It's and huge call volume yesterday. So I think there's continuation. You look at the longer term chart, and I'll post it in the chat room here. I'm not saying it goes to $50. I'll be happy with 40, but it looks like blue skies, right? So you go back to 2023, it was trading at $40 in June of 2023. Not saying that means that's where it's headed, but if you start looking at the fundamentals, the growth, the last 2 earnings reports, all these things, to me, lead to much higher prices. So that's CHWY. ENVX, not going to talk too much about this one. I keep saying that, but announced some more news this morning. They announced a MOU with Elentech, which is a battery, I guess, battery manufacturer. They do other things, cases, accessories, things like that, from South Korea. They have an MOU, so just a memorandum of understanding, which is not an agreement. It's nothing. To me, it's here's a company that has no meaningful revenues outside their acquisition that they made. You don't see the products, you don't see it. Nothing is anything that's material should be filed via an 8K on the SEC's website, right? If you have a material news that is material for your shareholders for it's nearly a $3 billion company, you would think they would file an 8K. but they don't. There's no AK. This is just more, you know, it's fluff. It just, in my opinion, right? There's no there's no substance, right? I said this yesterday on my rant. So we'll see. It gapped all the way up. It was almost at 17 bucks. In the pre-markets down here, 15.65. Again, to me, it's just more red flags. Like, why would you not like wait, right? If you have an agreement that you can post and post that agreement via an AK filing with the company, then wait to release it. Why come out and say you have an MOU? MOU sounds like a pink sheet company, like a penny stock, right? Who does memorandum? And the thing is, it's not like this is their first time issuing a press release with an MOU. This is numerous times, 2022, 2021. And then those MOUs, they don't talk about it anymore, right? So hey, hopefully, and I said this yesterday, I mean, I hope they have a I'm wrong with this, but I don't think I am. So anyway, so that's the ENVX. Watch. So the 50-day moving average is 1147. I mean, obviously it's here at 1565. I don't. I mean, I would love it to get under there today. I don't think that'll happen, but that's a spot I'll watch. I may look for some more puts if it breaks under that. So that's the ENVX. Spotify, nice rally yesterday, up 2%. You know, talked about this one, the consolidation since its move over 330 at the start of June. I think it's headed to 335 plus, a name that usually rallies end of week. So, you know, historically speaking, it seems it always finds a bid Thursdays and Fridays. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this trade over 330 into Friday. So I might look for some spec calls today. Don't be surprised on that. Altimmune and TERN. Alt was actually up 3% yesterday, or nearly 4%. TERNs was down 3%. Still like these names. Alt, huge short interest. Back over, well, held its 50-day moving average 715. I think this trades up near 80 bucks, over $8 in the coming days. So I'll continue to hold those strikes. And TERNs, that channel. Keep the upward trend. It's getting tested, and it's going to need to be over 740 today to have any hope. Well, not have any hope, but to continue that uptrend. And then I think that's about it. I'm not going to trade FedEx. Dell had a nice session yesterday. It was gapping higher this morning and has reversed those gains. Hopefully that holds because Nvidia is selling off after its gains in the pre-market. I'm trying to think of some of the other names I've been looking at. You know, AMD was all the way up in the 160s yesterday. That's going to be a tough one for my calls into the end of the week. Let's see. I think that's about it. Oh, VKTX under 50 bucks yesterday. Just, you know, it's like mind-boggling. But the thing is, there's, you know, without the possibility of future catalysts, right? So right now, VKTX is still in early stages, still waiting on more data, things like that. It just opens the opportunity for folks to sell or to short. So at some point, there's a bottom here. I'll continue to have VKTX on watch, but I'm not going to add any more strikes here. And I think that's about it, folks. Let's have a great day. I'll be back on audio later. Rock and roll.